Before I retired, I created a personal monthly budget. I had budgeted $3,400 a month for retirement spending. My car is paid off, my house is paid off, and I live very frugally. That makes a big difference. I use a basic personal budget spreadsheet. I'll include a link below. I made a video about my personal monthly retirement budget that I'll also link below. It shows how much I had budgeted for each category. There were a lot of areas where I could spend less if I needed to. I tend to err on the side of caution. It's been 6 months since I retired, and I wanted to see how close to my budget I came in my first 6 months of retirement. I made a video after the first 3 months. Let's see how the second 3 months compares. The first section of my budget is housing. The fixed expenses were all accurate. One small change is I canceled my Paramount subscription, and Netflix, the price went down because now I have ads. So instead of $25 a month for Paramount, Peacock, and Netflix, it's now $16 a month for just Netflix and Peacock. The fixed expenses are highlighted in green, but let's look at the variable ones. Those are highlighted in pink. Electricity fluctuates a lot depending on the time of year. This one is interesting. Electricity averaged $6 a month for the last 3 months. Let me explain that one. Back in July, I got a letter from my power company. It was encouraging people to apply for a credit program. To qualify for a $200 credit, households had to earn 80% or less of the area median income. If money was left over, credits would be awarded to households earning 150% or less of the area median income. I figured I probably earned 150% or less, so I applied online and then I kind of forgot about it. I never heard back, never got an email or anything. Then in September, my power bill was negative $51. In October, it was $3. In November, it was $66. So I think they applied around $100 toward my bills, which is great. I'm taking the amount spent for September, October, and November and dividing by 3 for all of these figures. So the 6-month average from June to November for electricity was $41 a month. Water and sewer averaged $81 a month. I have to use my city water to water my lawn, and I was still watering in September and half of October. The 6-month average for water and sewer was $136 a month. When I made my last budget video, I forgot that water bills come every other month, so I had the wrong number there. It should have been $190 a month, and I had $280 a month. Whoops! House maintenance or repairs averaged $15 a month. That came from having to pay to get my sprinklers blown out in October, and that was $45. That was the only house maintenance expenses I had in the last 3 months. Remember, this is the total for the last 3 months divided by 3. The 6-month average for house maintenance or repairs was $39 a month. Household supplies average $70 a month. This includes cleaners, paper products, light bulbs, anything like that. The 6-month average was $69 a month. So in this first section, I spent $253 less than budgeted for the last 3 months. And I spent $140 less per month than budgeted for the last 6 months. The next section of the budget is transportation. Let's look at the variable expenses. Auto maintenance was again $0 for the last 3 months. I'm due for an oil change, but I just haven't done it yet. I did have my tires rotated and balanced at Costco, but it's free when you buy your tires there. The 6-month average was also $0. Gasoline averaged $74 a month, and the 6-month average was $90 a month. So in this section, I spent $126 less per month for the last 3 months, and $110 less per month in the last 6 months. The next section is insurance. Right now, I'm counting medical and dental insurance as variable, but they will become fixed in January. For health insurance, I decided to go with Cobra for September through December, and those premiums are $695 a month, which is really expensive. But in January, it'll go to $0. I have a video about applying for Affordable Care Act insurance that I'll link below in case you're interested. So the 6-month average is $464 a month. For dental insurance, I signed up through Affordable Care Act also. I chose Delta Dental and it will start this month in December. Those premiums are $36 a month. I paid for the December and January premiums already, so the average was $24 a month for the last 3 months. The 6-month average was $12 a month. So in this section, because of those huge Cobra premiums, I spent $469 over budget for the last 3 months. And it was $226 over budget for the last 6 months, but this will go way down in January. The next section is food, and these expenses are all variable. Groceries is one of my biggest expenses. I eat very healthy, and produce and other healthy foods are expensive. Groceries are just expensive. I did save some money on tomatoes this year because I had tomatoes in my garden and they just went crazy. This is just the batch that I had to pick when it started freezing at night. They all got ripe eventually. My freezer is full of salsa and sliced and diced tomatoes. I had budgeted $550 a month for groceries, but since retiring, I've been cooking more from scratch and taking time looking for sales at the grocery stores. So the grocery category has gone down a little bit. Groceries averaged $509 for the last 3 months. The 6-month average was $505 a month. Just a side note, this also includes any beverages I might buy, like wine or anything else like that. Dining out averaged $55 a month. I met friends out for dinner a couple times. The 6-month average was $39 a month. So in this section, I spent $36 a month less than I had budgeted for the last 3 months. And I spent $46 less a month for the last 6 months. The next section is personal care. Medical and dental averaged $65 a month. I had some procedures in August and September, and this was still the co-pays and deductible bills rolling in. The 6-month average was $73 a month. Hair and beauty averaged $88 a month. I got my hair highlighted and cut, and I bought several products. The 6-month average was $63 a month. Clothing averaged $5 a month for the last 3 months. I rarely buy clothes, but I bought a $15 flannel jacket at Costco. The 6-month average was $7 a month. In this section, I spent $92 less per month than I had budgeted for the last 3 months. And I spent $107 less per month for the last 6 months. The next section is entertainment. I went to my high school reunion in September, and that was expensive. It was $84 for the dinner and drinks weren't included. So with drinks included, I spent $134. So the night out category averaged $45 a month for the last 3 months. I didn't go to any movies or concerts in the last 3 months. For travel, a lot of the traveling I did was to see family, so that'll show up in the gas category. My daughter and I went to Mexico for the first full week in November. We stayed at an all-inclusive resort in Cancun. I found a package through Expedia including airfare, the resort, the food, the beverages, and everything for 6 nights for $1,000 a person. So travel was $367 a month for the last 3 months. And it was $233 for the last 6 months. So in this section, I spent $117 less than budgeted per month for the last 3 months. And I was $252 under budget for the last 6 months. The next section is gifts and donations. I bought some Halloween stuff for my grandkids. Temu is fabulous for little inexpensive things like this. I bought birthday presents for my 2 daughters-in-law and for a friend, and I bought a wedding gift for friends. And then there's Christmas. This is my weakness. I love Christmas shopping. I bought most of my Christmas presents in the last 3 months and I'm pretty much done shopping. So gifts averaged $547 a month for the last 3 months. The 6-month average was $282 a month. This fluctuates a lot depending on the month. So in this section, I was $129 over budget for the last 3 months. But if you look at the last 6 months, I came in $138 under budget. So my average monthly spending for my second 3 months of retirement was $3,249. I still came in $126 under budget, which is great. So even though I took a trip to Mexico, I had $700 a month Cobra premiums, and I did all my Christmas shopping in the last 3 months, I still came in under budget. For the first 6 months of retirement, my average monthly spending was $2,708. That's $667 under budget. Starting in January, my medical premiums will go to $0, so I'm predicting that my monthly expenses will go down quite a bit. If you're seeing me for the first time, hi, I'm Julie and this channel's Happy on Monday. Thanks for joining me. If you found this helpful, please like. And if you're interested in early retirement, consider subscribing. I'm going to leave you with a quote. Success is hard. Struggle is hard. Choose your hard. Hope to see you again soon.